Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to Wednesday. I've got an easy and breezy one for you today. So, if you tuned in yesterday, you will have heard me talk about this time versus money situation and paying attention to it. So, once you've got your analysis and your sense of what's going on, here are 3 things I would love you to question. Out of what you're doing, what feels really easy? What feels really good? What do you want to continue with? Where do you feel in your zone of genius? What really lights you up? What really gives you that feel good factor? All the good feels. The second thing, what needs to go? Where are you thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I'm still doing this thing. Oh my goodness, that was so much stress. Why can't this be easier? Is this really worth my time? Basically, if any emotion is stirred in this, it's a really great thing because that emotion is going to really tell you the truth of that situation. So if you're working with a client time and time again, and I know that I'm saying this, that, some people might argue, well, beggars can't be choosers. There's all that kind of phrase, or you should just be grateful for the work, etc. I want you to really focus on the long game of if you let go of this client and maybe you had a couple of months where you just needed to find your new groove, but then in 3 months' time, you opened up for X, Y, and Z, have a play around with what that looks like. Because I know so many of us can hold on to things and hold on to things that are not serving us, that are a version of us, the old version. And I really want you to be purposeful in this and ask yourself what needs to go. And in answering this, it may be that you need to give it a bit of time to fade out. But you might be saying to yourself, okay, this thing needs to go. I've got X, Y, and Z to pay for right now, but in 6 weeks or in 6 months, I no longer want to be doing this thing. I want to start winding down that part of my business. And I tell you what, unless you actively do that, nobody's going to come along and say, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. You have to make the decision. You have to drive it. So be really honest with yourself. Also, it goes without saying, don't put yourself in a position where you can't do what you need to do. You can't eat, you can't clothe and feed your children, etc. Be really sensible, obviously. But sometimes it's time for a change. Sometimes it's time for a new plan and to put the new wheels in motion. Number 3, what needs your attention? So sometimes I'll have clients and they'll be like, people have kind of been asking me for this thing for a while. Or I go to networking events and I end up talking about this part of my business, which I don't actually charge for. Start to pay attention. You will notice things are stirring, things are happening already. So if that is the case, have a think about what you need to do with that information. How do you move forward in that way? What needs your attention? Maybe you do need to create a new service. Maybe you do need to combine several things because people want this thing for you. Maybe you could work in a different way and ultimately that would work really brilliantly because you'd be able to spend more time doing what you love and getting paid really well for it. I think sometimes we feel that we have to be all of the things to all of the people. And there might be things on your website that are taking up space, that are just confusing your customer, that are just confusing you. So take that time to really think about what needs your attention. Once again, some emotion might be stirred and you might be thinking, yeah, but Nikki, that feels really scary and I don't know if I'm ready to do that. You will only know if you're ready to do that by making the moves, by having a go, by seeing what works. And please know, I am there by your side, trying and probably failing all of the time. And it's scary, but also it's really fun. If you can do it with a smile and go, do you know what? I'm just going to put this out there and see what happens. That's when you start to get results because you start to connect with people or not. And again, I'll be really honest. I've created things that have never, ever sold. Like not even one sale. So please know that most people out there who maybe look to be doing well now, they've probably had many forks in the road up until this point. I know I certainly have, and I'm sure I will have many more. If this pricing chat has inspired you, but you have questions, you need support, you'd love to bounce ideas off somebody, do get in touch for one of my pick and mix sessions. There's 2 versions. There's a shorter and a bigger version of this. So let me know which you would prefer, which would work better for you. And do go over and check out more details, nikiraby.com/sessions. Also, you can go to my freebie section on my website, nikiraby.com/freebies. As I promised, I will be back with you tomorrow. So I will see you then. Lots of love. Bye.